بالعالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين صلوات الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي وأفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد. اللهم صل صلاة كاملة وسلم سلاما تاما على سيدنا محمد الذي تنحل به العقد وتنفرج به الكرب وتقضى به الحوائج وتنال به الرغائب وحسن الخواتم ويستسقى الغمام بوجهه الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه في كل لمحة ونفس بعدد كل معلوم لك. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في الدين والدنيا والآخرة. توفنا مسلما والحقنا بالصالحين. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا وقلبا خاشعا ولسانا ذاكرا وشاكرا وتوبة نصوحا. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع وقلب لا يخشع ودعاء لا يسمع وعمل لا يرفع ونفس لا تشبع. رب يسر ولا تعسر، رب تمم بالخير، رب زدني علما وفهما والحقنا بالصالحين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My respected brothers and very respected sisters, Jazakumullah khair jaza for joining us this evening, very special evening. After a long break, our first Friday night live or Friday Usra in a different venue. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah into this particular gathering. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to leave this place with lots of goodies, inshallah, in our spiritual pouches and use it until whenever, inshallah ta'ala. I'm supposed to give you a talk for 45 minutes precisely. I've already set my time. As soon as my time goes off, that means I'm going to stop, pause, and tough luck. What are we going to talk about? From the audience that I can see, they're all familiar faces. They already know more than I do in many cases. So what do you talk to the people who already know? Just reminders, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His infinite mercy, He created us. He brought us into this world through our parents. And He expects us to know Him, to worship Him until we breathe our last. He has put us into a maze called this dunya, and our job to come out of this alive in one piece, in a state where He is pleased with us. Ilahi anta maqsoodi wa ridaka matlubi is our motto. Oh Allah, You are my goal. My objective is to gain Your rida before I die. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Usually when you say this, Muslim says, who's dead? But this is in reality, literally means we all came from Allah and unto Him we shall return. Our journey is back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From Allah to Allah. We need to be in a state of awareness constantly in our entire lives, because we only get this chance once. وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in the Qur'an, continue to worship Allah in a state of this awareness. Continue to worship Him until you reach Him, until certainty comes to you. Once we die, until when the fat lady sings, no more. No more, you cannot do anything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose our parents for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose our place of living for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose our rizqi for us. We did not choose anything. Our job is to obey Him, submit our wills to Him, and continue to worship Him until we die. Story of life. And the outcome is binary. Either 0 or 1. You either go to Jannah or Jahannam. There is no purgatory, I'm sorry. We're not Christians. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the things that we need to live in this life. He only tests us with the abilities and the capabilities, that skill set that He has given to us. He will never, never and ever test us with things that we are incapable of being tested. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala under no circumstances will ever burden a soul with something that He cannot bear. So what you're going through at the moment is actually all for your own good. All you have to do is use your grey matter and the spiritual heart, the center of your intelligence, to make the right choices pro Allah. You did not choose your children, you did not choose your families. Everything is chosen for you, but you need to constantly in a state of shukr and in a state of sabr. Shukr when the ni'mah comes to you, which comes by the tons every nanosecond. You do not realize. Everything is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more shukr that you make, the more hamd that you make, the more Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues to give you, the more He increases for you. وَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ. Exactly. If you were to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the things that you have now, Allah gives you more. But the moment you take it for granted, the moment that you become complacent, the moment that you go into the comfort zone of nafs, that you want to be an autopilot, slowly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala removes that ni'mah, that gift from you without you knowing. Without you knowing. And the other difficulties that we might see it as a difficulty is actually a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we're supposed to immediately recognize it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, put our heads down and make sabr to it, for it, without complaining. Recognize that it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It'll also pass. Everything shall pass through. Nothing is constant in life. Everything, you're not the same person that you were this morning. Everything changes. In this linear existence of ours, is this timeline that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, everything constantly changes. But you shall be tested for good things and bad things, with bad things or good things. خَيْرِهِ وَشَرِّهِ مِنَ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى, as we say in our aqidah. Correct? We're all in agreement with this. One of the greatest gifts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, among so many millions, is ukhuwah, is brotherhood, sisterhood, your connection with your fellow Muslims. But we live in a time where everybody's an island. Everybody's an island. And yet if you go back to the time of the companions, everybody's like this, bunyan marsus. I shall explain shortly. They came to Hasan al-Basri rahimahullah. He is the Imam of the Tabi'een. Imam of the Tabi'een, the second generation. He was born in the hands of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu. He's the one who gave the name Hasan to him. He's not a Sahabi, the next generation. He was such a great alim that thousands of scholars used to come and sit in his majlis to learn from him. Allah has gifted him with this knowledge. Imam Hasan al-Basri rahimahullah. They asked him a question nearly 13 centuries ago. What is Islam and who are the Muslims? Simple question. What is Islam and who are the Muslims? He said, Islam is in the books and the real Muslims are buried in the graveyards. He's talking about the second generation, where Islam is so strong. Look at the standard of seeing each other. He says, Islam is in the books, and the real Muslims are already buried. If he saw us in this age, 2018, the state of the Muslim Ummah, what would he say? Are we Muslims? Impossible. So this is the sorry state of the Ummah today. But the special ingredient that glued Muslims together, that ukhuwah, if we were to bring that back into our lives, we shall go back to our past glory. I met my first convert Muslim in 1976. He was a teacher, Australian. He became a Muslim in Egypt. We became very close friends. He said he studied Islam for more than 15 years before he took the Shahada. But he never saw a single Muslim. It's all in the books. He read the seerah, he read the life of the companions, the ulama, the scholars, our history. He fell in love. He never met a single Muslim. He became a Muslim. I'm talking to him. I said, why did you become a Muslim? He says, I fell in love with the Muslims in the books. He says, Wallahi, had I seen a single living Muslim before I converted, I would not have converted to Islam. Not a joke, and he was serious. If he died, if he passed away, may Allah give him rahmah inshallah. If he's still living, may Allah keep him still strong. Many converts come into Islam. And many converts actually leave Islam. I've got my fingers on their pulse, because I receive lots of complaints from convenience marriages, where the boy or the girl marries for the purpose of marriage, then after that goes back to whatever they were. Because Muslims, it's our fault, not their fault. Muslims are not showing what true Islam is. Muslims are not showing what ukhuwah is, brotherhood is, that connection is. We need to go back to this particular brotherhood, this ukhuwah that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is going to talk to us about. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ, correct? We know this ayah. Muslims are brothers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes the mu'minun in so many different ayats. But when it comes to this social relationship, this brotherly sisterly relationship, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses one particular definition in the Qur'an. At the end of Surah Al-Fatih, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Muhammad is indeed Messenger of Allah. وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ أَشِدَّاءُ عَلَى الْكُفَّارِ رُحَمَاءُ بَيْنَهُ. They are so stern against the enemies of Allah, enemies of God. But amongst them, their trademark personality, their trademark, what you call characteristic, is what? Rahmah, mercy. Rahmah and mercy. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِ مُحَمَّدٍ بِيَدِهِ. I swear by Allah who holds the soul of Muhammad in his hand, yad. لا تدخلوا الجنة حتى تؤمنوا. Nobody on earth, whoever came to this earth, shall ever step into Jannah, paradise, without proper iman. They have to be believers. And their belief has to be ticked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If they're not believers, no matter how good they were on this planet while they lived, they will never enter Jannah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam makes an oath. Secondly, he says, لا تدخلوا الجنة حتى تؤمنوا. You cannot enter Jannah until you believe. وَلَا تُؤْمِنُوا حَتَّى تَحَابُّوا. The second condition. You shall never be regarded as a true believer until what? You love one another for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Muhabba. Hub. Muslims have lost this. This love, which when we have it, we have ukhuwah. When we don't have ukhuwah, we don't have love. We're all individuals. We're all islands. We don't care about anybody else. Yes? Again, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. None of you shall be regarded as a Muslim until you prefer your needs and wants, yes, below the needs and wants of your brother. You have to love for your brother what you love for yourself. I'm not like that. I know about you guys. I say I love you, but excuse me, my comfort is my comfort. Don't come close to me. You want my account numbers? Get lost. I can't give you anything. What, you want to come and live in my room? No way, Jose. Go and find your own house. Excuse me. You want to eat? Tough luck. Maybe I can help you with that one, because I have to get hungry too. How about anything else? Oh, I don't know. We have not started the problems yet, by the way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also informs us the flagship ayah in the Qur'an that we all say but don't believe in reality. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. إنما المؤمنون إخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون. The believers are one single brotherhood and sisterhood. Therefore make peace between your brethren and have taqwa. Have taqwa. Fear Allah. Only then you may receive rahmah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. Allah will show rahmah to you only when you have this. Just go backwards. So Allah will have mercy on you if you have taqwa. If you have taqwa, you shall always be peaceful. And if you always be peaceful, you will have brotherhood. As simple as this. Our deen, al-Islam, is the only way of life that does not want so-called Muslims to repeat the same empty slogan of Islamic brotherhood. Nor does Islam want us Muslims to claim ukhuwah without practicing its requirements in our lives. And Islam is not just theory. Islam had a past that we showed people what ukhuwah is. Open up any seerah book, any book on the Hayat al-Sahaba, companions. You will see thousands and thousands of stories where the Muslims preferred fellow Muslims over their needs. One person comes to visit his neighbor. He comes home, he comes to the room, the house. There is a big stench. He said, "What's this stink in your house?" They smiled. They said, "Nothing, nothing." "What's going on? Please tell me." He says, "From the back, from your garden, your sewage pipe has burst. It's passing through our garden and it's smelling. For the last 2 months, we never told you. Because we didn't want to disturb you. We didn't want you to get into unnecessary anxiety. Inshallah, it'll be fixed. You'll find time when you realize, but we will not disturb you." They would design houses where they'll make sure the rih, the wind, the breeze of the neighbor is not blocked. The sunshine, the sunlight is not blocked. Gardens are designed in such manner that it is not going to cause any harm to your fellow Muslim. Everything is taken into consideration. Huquq al-ibad. Yes, that's the bottom line, the basis. But ukhuwah is the one that maintains that huquq, the rights of others, in an immaculate condition. We don't. There is one particular hadith of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam that actually sets for us the foundations of how to protect our ukhuwah, our brotherhood. Every Muslim knows that we have duties, 6, 7 duties, everybody memorizes. But this hadith goes beyond this. There are 9 points mentioned in this. If you were to take 1 or 2 of them, I swear by Allah, you shall be 1,000,000 times better Muslim than I could ever be. Only 2 of them if you would take out. If you take the lot, you are the best Muslim living on this earth. Listen to it very carefully. In Sahih Muslim, it's a hadith that there is not a single doubt about it amongst the Muslims that it is a perfect saying of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, rigorously authenticated. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Ready? Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the following. He's talking to the Muslims. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam had one particular akhlaq, one particular technique. He would not go to Hassan if Hassan is suffering from one particular problem. He will not go to Hassan and say, Hassan, stop doing it. Especially in front of people. Impossible. He will never humiliate him. He will never embarrass him. But he will get up and give a talk as if everybody's doing it. And the person in the crowd who says, oh, I think he's talking about me, although he thinks that Rasulullah doesn't know. Maybe he's talking about me, I better correct myself. And other person at the back, he says, oh, I thought it was a normal thing, I better change myself. General inoculation that fixes everything for this particular virus. Correct? So, how does Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam start this hadith? Let me tabarrukan, for the barakah, read the whole hadith, and we shall inshallah start to explain in a language that we can all understand, we can all benefit from. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تحاسدوا يا الله الله أكبر ولا تناجشوا ولا تباغضوا ولا تدابروا ولا بيع بعضكم على بيع بعض وكونوا عباد الله إخوانا المسلم أخو المسلم لا يظلمه ولا يخذله ولا يحقره التقوى ها هنا ويشر إلى صدره 3 مرات بحسب امرئ من شر أن يحقر أخاه المسلم كل المسلم على المسلم حرام دمه وماله وعرضه صدق رسول الله فيما قال أو كما قال. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam gives us very important 9 points in this hadith. Firstly, he says, لا تحاسدوا. As if he knows, he puts into priority order of our diseases in our community. لا تحاسدوا. لا, never, don't do. تحاسدوا, hasada, do not be envious of each other. Do not have hasad, negative envy. Positive envy is called admiration. Different story altogether. In one hadith, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "La hasada illa fitnatain." There is no hasad except in 2 cases. Meaning, ulama say, "Yatamanna mithlahu," to be like the other person. In 2 cases. One is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave one person ilm, and he benefits from his ilm and teaches khair to other people, that person. You can feel envious of this person, but in the positive, admiration. You want to be like that person. And the second one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave wealth to a person, and he uses himself, and he shares it with others in khair matters. There is no evil, there is no shar in anything he does. So these two persons, except for this person, he says, La hasada. There is no hasad in the religion. La tahasadu. Do not envy one another. When a person is envious, that person harbors hasad in his heart. Hasud is the person who does it. Hasud person wishes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's bounties, his ni'mah, be completely removed from that person, yes, that person, to another person, as long as he doesn't have it. So hasad is an envy, and absolutely haram in Islam. Let me put it differently. So if I give you as a gift 1 Bitcoin, and I gave another Bitcoin to this person, but you have hasad in your heart, you don't want me to give him Bitcoin. Okay, I didn't give you any, I gave him 1. Yes? Well, what's the value these days? 20,000 or more?
Just let it die. Let it die with that. Just let it die.
Really gone down? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So he says, why did you give it to him? I'm giving him a gift. He shouldn't have it. Why? Shall I give you 1? I give you 1 here, 2. He says, no, he shouldn't have it. Here, I give you another 3. No, he shouldn't have it. Why? I gave you 3. He's got only 1, poor kid. No, he shouldn't have it. Because you have malice in your heart towards that person. Oh, you gave me 1, please give me another 1. That's ithar. That's good for you. You're okay, caring for your brother. You're wishing for your brother what you wish for yourself, correct? But the moment that you feel in your heart a jealousy, hasad, envy in your heart for that particular ni'mah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to the person, you're suffering from this disease. This disease is the biggest disease amongst the Muslims. You go to any Egyptian, they protect themselves from hasad like no tomorrow. If something happens to them, is it hasad? Everybody's hasad. Yes. Evil eye. He's got a flu, he's got an evil eye. He's got something, hasad. Ya Latif. The majority of the questions that I receive from Egyptians on hasad. Egyptians are not the only ones. Believe me, hasad is the most common thing amongst the Muslims of today. And it is haram, one of the kabira, one of the kabair, one of the major sins. It is such a dangerous thing that it consumes every good deed that you've done in the past. It burns it away, deletes it. You went to Hajj, you go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment, there is no Hajj written. What happened to my Hajj? You were hasud, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deleted everything from you. Hasad person has a sickness, one of the diseases of nafsul ammara, one of the 12 diseases or 10 diseases of nafsul ammara, our inner enemy, hasad. Yes? What he's saying that, oh Allah, I don't like your distribution. You are unfair. You're not adil mutlaq. That's why he's saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore you're making a mistake by giving to that person. That's the bottom line. Nafs doesn't like. Otherwise, what is it up to you? I mean, what is it to you if Allah gave to somebody or not give to somebody? Allah is the one who gives. Correct? Allah sometimes makes this person, he doesn't know yet, he's going to be a billionaire. Yeah? He doesn't know. But the other person with 7 degrees, 5 diplomas, and all the credentials cannot even make ends meet. Can't pay his bills, can't pay this. Allah is the one who gives. Some people born into rich family, some people into poor family, some people born in India, some people born in America, or some Japan. Allah is the one who put you there in the first place. What's your problem? If Allah gave to somebody, you're supposed to say to a hasad person, what do you have to say? May Allah increase it for him. There are actually 5 steps of getting rid of hasad. We'll talk about it later. But I want to finish this hadith. There are 5 concrete steps that you need to practice if you're suffering from hasad. When you go to a spiritual sheikh, a murshid mukammil, when he diagnoses you that you have hasad in your heart, you're suffering from this disease, he will start to give you this medicine. Yes, Habib?
So just before we move on, this is kind of unrelated, but following on the note of what you said earlier with the whole Egyptian joke thing.
It's not a joke. I'm sorry.
No, I know it's not a joke, but like it's something that it's something I've never really sort of sat to think about. Is using that kind of, I don't want to call it a racial joke, because you just said it's not a joke and it's not technically racial, but using that sort of like, using race in a joking fashion with your mates and whatnot, something we do all the time. Like, look at these Jordanians.
I did not say anything negative.
I know, but
Negative connotations with racial connotations is not permissible.
Of course.
Okay.
But in the jesting context that we all use that, I've never actually...
The people with the best voices in the world are Egyptians.
No, so I just made it in the sense of when you're joking.
Yes.
In that context, that's all cool?
In the positive, it's okay. But if you are talking about biryani, what, are you going to talk about Japanese? Biryani is Indian or Pakistani. You're mentioning about... it's not racism. I'm not talking about in the racial context.
No, I'm talking about how dumb Jordanians are.
No, that's not allowed.
Like this one over here.
Doesn't have to be Jordanian or doesn't have to be Irish.
In that joking context.
Even Irish, even non-Muslims, we're not allowed to.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Correct? We're not allowed.
I'm not serious, obviously.
Yes, of course. Of course.
It's a thought.
So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, beware of envy, hasad, for envy eats away your righteous deeds as fire eats away wood. Analogy is made. If there is no barakah in your heart, check your heart. If there is no barakah in your life, check your heart. You might be suffering from hasad from other people. And hasad will never go away, by the way. You can only suppress it. You cannot eradicate. One sheikh, he was teaching in one area for 30 years. He was a big sheikh. And some new sheikh moved into neighborhood. He was giving dars. He put his head down all of a sudden. He said, "Oh, I thought I killed you 30 years ago. What's this?" He's talking to himself. The other student said, "What are you doing, sheikh?" He says, "I'm talking to my nafs. As soon as I heard some other sheikh came into my neighborhood, he's going to, perhaps more popular. I'm going to lose my popularity. The nafs is hasad. I thought I got rid of you 30 years ago. It does not go away. You need to be constantly in control. Some people have this hasad more than the others. Some people don't have hasad. Dormant. Yes? There is a sickness called what? Shingles. When does it come about? When your immune system is very weak and towards middle ages, it comes through. It's some extension of smallpox or chicken pox or something. Yeah? You have it in your body. That dormant virus wakes up again. Similarly, when that dormant hasad wakes up, it causes more damage. So you need to be always in control of this hasad. Yes?
Is it possible to have hasad towards a non-Muslim?
Anybody, any servant of Allah. But if you're having hasad towards the animals, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help you. You lost the plot. My horse has bigger, beautiful ears than mine, and I can't, astaghfirullah al-azim. Hasad will constantly